Last year, a couple of months after I moved to Parkes, I took my first trip to Sydney since I'd moved out west. I had one particularly big explore day on that trip, and you've already seen many of the fruits of that day, including the Omnibus Services bodied Volvo B8RLE at Kennedy's bus service, a Mercedes-Benz 0500LE Volgren from Premier Illawarra, an MAN 19320 Bustech VST at Busabout, and last but certainly not least, the very unique Alan B. Denning bodied Volvo at Interline. It really was a fantastic day, but by the end of it, I was absolutely exhausted. Still, there is one more review to come from that Friday, so let's head over to Campbelltown to check it out. On a warm and humid December afternoon, just before a storm rolled through, I jumped on board this Busabout Scania L113 CRB with a Custom Coaches 510 body. These days, a bus like this is quite unique, as there's no air conditioning unit on the roof and there are vinyl seats throughout. Unfortunately, putting two and two together, the combination of vinyl seats and lack of aircon on a December afternoon served as motivation to make this a short but sweet journey. Still, it's not something I see every day anymore, especially now that even most regional route bus services are operated by air-conditioned low-floor vehicles, even if they are hand-me-downs from other operators. Looking around the interior, it's a case of 90s minimalism. The grey-blue vinyl-trimmed bench seats and off-white panelling is a plain and simple design with absolutely no frills. Seat padding is decent, but in terms of comfort, warm vinyl seats in summer are not the best on the back of your legs. I tell a lie, there is one frill to be found here. There are two types of stock bells. There are the regular push-button bells. Then there's also the back in my day style pull cord bells. For most of us, those have faded into obscurity, but once upon a time, that was the main way that passengers would request a stop on a bus. On many North American bus designs though, pull cord bells are still pretty common. Let's quickly talk specs. Being a Scania L113, this is fitted with an 11-litre engine, but I'm not too sure on power and torque or other specifications. As this was a 1997 build, I would like to think it's rated for Euro 2 emissions, although I believe Euro 1 was still kind of common around this time, but let's have a listen now. always in two minds about catching a bus like this, because while I purposely don't call Talking Planning an enthusiast channel, and I pride myself on approaching things from an industry practitioner's perspective, finding and catching unique public transport offerings is something I do enjoy. A high-floor, unair-conditioned bus has not represented best practice for longer than I've been alive. And with my professional practice hat on, a 100% accessible bus, train, tram and ferry fleet and broader network should be the standard we seek out to achieve as soon as possible. But we all have our vices, whether that be picking up a half-price chocolate bar while waiting in line at the supermarket, or buying a bright green sports car whilst you advocate for more public and active transport, or catching a bus type that you know will and should be phased out in the near future. Anyway, that was a bit of a diversion, and with sans aircon-induced sweat pouring off me, it's time to jump off this bus. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon.